Hey, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Star Wars Coffee, where in today's episode, we're going to be taking a look at Solo and the original intent for what Solo was going to end up becoming. That's today here on Star Wars Coffee.
It was spectacular, and I thought he was so smart about what he did and how he did it. I just couldn't be happier.
So Solo: A Star Wars Story is the second anthology film that Disney released, with the first being Rogue One. The original plan was to release an anthology film every other year, that there wasn't going to be a Skywalker Saga film. However, now we wrapped up the Skywalker Saga, and the main focus of Disney Star Wars right now is on TV shows. We're not going to be getting our next Star Wars film until 2022, but it seems that the Solo: A Star Wars Story fanfare will not die down, and I am part of that. I really want to see a Solo 2. I don't care how it happens, I just want to see it. If you ask me, there would have been a Solo 2 and 3 if we hadn't had to do a couple of director changes and essentially reshoot 75% of the movie, blowing out the budget, making it a box office flop. The lack of interest was not the reason it was a box office flop, it was the fact that there was The Last Jedi that a lot of fans really didn't take to as well, and the fact that Disney had to essentially double the budget of Solo, which both of those things combined led to a very lackluster performance at the actual box office. However, if we watch the film now, and you can watch it, you see that it really is a good movie. Donald Glover's great in it, Emilia Clarke is great in it, and then we have Alden Ehrenreich as Han Solo, which a lot of people, I feel like the Alden Ehrenreich thing is either you really loved his performance or you didn't like it, because he's not Harrison Ford. However, I really liked it. I thought he did a good job, and Harrison Ford said he did a good job, and you just saw so as much. However, I want to talk about what originally was supposed to happen with Solo. We know that it was going to be a Solo trilogy. We know that before it came out, it was, news-wise, it was talked about as a trilogy. And so what I decided to do was go back and look into this a little more closely and see if I could find anything where Alden Ehrenreich or Ron Howard or Emilia Clarke or anybody said that it was supposed to be a 3-movie deal. And I found one. This is coming from Fantatracks. And so Fantatracks, back in April 24th of 2018, Mark Newbold over there, did a great piece talking about Alden Ehrenreich will be returning as Han Solo. And so what I wanted to do is take a look at this, because going back to the time where this was originally supposed to happen, we can get a sense of what the original plan was. So let's take a look at this piece by Mark Newbold over at Fantatracks. Not exactly the most closely guarded secret in the galaxy, but good news to hear it confirmed. According to Esquire, it appears that the new young Han Solo, Alden Ehrenreich, will be coming back as Han Solo sometime in the future, confirming that Han survives the events of the first film. Obviously he does, as he signed up for 3 movies. He knows what he's getting into. It's a deeper commitment than just one movie. Even Ford couldn't quit after just one. I ask Ehrenreich how many he signed up for. 3, he says, then flinches, understanding he may have just created a disturbance in the Force. I don't know if that's officially, public, but yeah, said Alden. Anyway, between auditions for Solo, Ehrenreich took a trip out to Death Valley. I stayed in like a high-end teepee which you can rent out there, he says. I'm making myself sound a lot more rugged than I actually am, but I'm also getting green juices delivered to the teepee. I have no idea what the purpose of that last little bit was in there, but the continuation says, fingers crossed, that means we don't get the entire kitchen sink in 29 days. Time and some of the Solo backstory is kept for the future films. Of course, down the line we could be looking at new actors portraying our heroes in their original trilogy prime, telling stories set between the events of A New Hope, The Empire Strikes Back, and beyond. So, Alden Ehrenreich confirmed with Esquire back in 2018. So remember, this article was written even before Han, the Solo film came out. And so Alden Ehrenreich, back in this Esquire piece, accidentally spilled the beans on it as well, saying the same thing. So they posted their article on April 24, 2018 by Matt Miller over there at Esquire. titled Alden Ehrenreich will return as Han Solo after Solo, the actor tells Esquire he's signed up for more movies. So, pretty much, though there had been rumors throughout the recent months, it still hadn't been confirmed whether or not Alden Ehrenreich would be returning to play the iconic character Han Solo after the upcoming standalone Star Wars movie next month. And so then they eventually just talked about the fact that Alden spilled the beans and accidentally said that he signed up for 3. So now, Alden Ehrenreich is doing a TV series. I don't know which streaming service it's for, as you know, there's an endless amount of streaming services at this point, but he is doing a TV series. I believe it's the first season of it, and my bet is until Kathleen Kennedy is gone in terms of the Star Wars control, when Dave Filoni gets involved, I feel like the chances for a Star Wars Solo 2 will be much more likely, as Filoni's really good about listening to the fans, considering he is the biggest Star Wars fan. He's a walking encyclopedia of Star Wars, the closest person to George Lucas that's still involved in Star Wars today. And so, the Make Solo 2 Happen hashtag will not go away, but I am proudly carrying the torch for this, and that's why we cover Solo regularly here on Star Wars Coffee. So if you're a fan of Solo, be sure to subscribe as we continue to talk about Solo and continue to push for more Solo, as I really loved it. And if you guys are interested, I do have a video on the channel talking about actors and people involved in the cast who wanted to do another Solo, and you can check that video out on the channel. But thank you guys for watching, may God bless you, and the Force be with you always. If you enjoyed this episode, and frankly, even if you didn't, don't forget to subscribe.
Do it!
And if you want to help spread the word, please give this video a thumbs up and tell your friends to subscribe. Please check out the official Star Wars Coffee merchandise, and don't forget to check out all of the content playlists on this channel, including The Rise of Skywalker, The Mandalorian, and much more.